To my forever Valentine, McKaylee, thank you for always being my rock. I have a surprise for you inside. Oh my god, I'm crying. So set your stuff down and come inside and let me show you how badly I want you to be my Valentine. You're such a jerk. I really didn't want to cry.
You gotta follow Red Road.
Why do you have to make me cry? Where's Kaya? Are you joking? Do I have to read this?
You have to read them all out
But
loud.
I'm crying. Alright, I'm getting it together. Reason one. One of my favorite things I love about you is why do you have to make me cry? How you are never afraid to be yourself around me, no matter how crazy your hair is or how rough you think you look. I think you are the most beautiful girl I have laid my eyes on. I'm really a disaster. This is not being posted anywhere. Reason number two. A close second is your unwavering commitment to find manatees over here in the Keys. When I see this picture of you, I see not only the happiest girl in her element, but the girl I will forever love. You're so stupid.
You gotta follow the trail.
Wait, this way? Is Kaya alive?
She's at my parents' house.
Why? Reason three. You really had to do these pictures? I love watching you try all these funny things that you see on Instagram with your hair, but when you bought this thing...
So, what is it?
Reason four. Reason four, I love that you push me to try new things. When I seen this picture on my camera roll, it opened my eyes to how lucky I am to explore, and there is no one else I'd rather explore with. Do I follow the trail still? Reason number five. Looking at these pictures, I see a loyal woman that brings out the best in me and loves me unconditionally. Nikila, you are so special to me, and I wouldn't want to have any other Valentine. Will you be mine? Yes?
Yeah, you gotta open the yes card.
Since you answered yes, there is one more surprise. Meet me out back for a candlelit dinner. I got your face. You're such a jerk. What's my favorite?
Open it and see.
Is it Thai?
Could it be red curry?
Is it? Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so hungry. This is the best day ever. Oh my god, are you joking?
How happy are you?
Really happy.
Did I do good?
This is the best thing you've ever done.
Promise.
Yeah, I'm crying. You've never made me cry. Thank you so much, baby.
When you were on your way here, or like a few minutes before you got here, I checked your location. You were at the roundabout. I didn't have this set up yet, so I'm like running through the house, throwing the food out here,
Gosh.
lighting the candles.
Oh my gosh.
Because you said 30 minutes at 7:15. It was like still 7:35, so I'm like, oh, I got 10 minutes. I checked your location. I was like, shit.
Me speeding. Good thing I didn't see anything on the Ring camera.
I hid. When I picked up the food, I was like up against the wall, shimmying in.
Oh my
I
gosh.
put the key in. You would think I was like a spy. Like, put the key in, unlocked the door, slid in the house. I'm like, all right. Because I'm like looking at my phone for the notification. It didn't go off.
Oh my gosh.
And then when I was taking Kaya to my parents' house when you called, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, just taking Kaya to the bathroom.
I was like, oh, he's taking her out? That's so sweet. I can't believe you got all those pictures printed and everything, too.
Well, I had to schedule my whole day out. Because I was supposed to get up at 7:30. I didn't get up till 10.
I know, because I texted you around 8.
I was like, all right, I'm going to get a lot done tomorrow. I'm going to get up, work on the shed, get showered, go get a haircut, eat lunch, plan the Valentine's thing for 3.5 hours, go to Griffin's game.
3.5 hours?
Well, I had to go to the stores, get stuff, come back, write everything. So I had that, and then putting all this stuff in the shed and cleaning up, but I ended up doing that this morning when I woke up. So I just shifted everything around. Then you're like, can you go to the store and get snacks? I'm just like,
No, I was planning on doing it anyways for tomorrow. Oh, you got something on your shirt. You got rice.
I don't know.
I feel bad wasting the rest of that. My gosh, I'm so full.
Yeah.
I was so hungry. I didn't eat breakfast or anything this morning. I literally, you want to know what I've eaten?
Eat breakfast this morning?
No, because we
you
didn't have
wanna roll?
time. No, I'm good, thank you. Maybe in a second. I might just need a couple minutes. I'll probably come back to that later. So no, this morning we got up and we got there and they didn't have like any food or anything. I just got a granola bar. And then I got pretzels. And then they had lunch. They gave us lunch there. And then after that I got in my car and had popcorn, and then I got some chips on my way home.
You had popcorn and chips today?
Yeah, that's about it.
That's so bad.
Okay, so I want to tell you about the Priscilla lady,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll stop talking about it. So she was the last speaker, and
she was talking about how she has 3 boys, and they lived in like a little, like, in the middle of nowhere in Texas, and I used to go across the street to her best friend's house where they would fish, and they had like 2 acres of a creek, and there was like this one patch of like the river that there was shaded with the tree, and that they would just put their fishing poles in, and like would get it, like they could catch like 20 fish in an hour. So she decided to take them to the lake one day and fish, and they had their fishing poles in, and she's like, we were sitting there for an hour and didn't even get a bite. She's like, there was nothing.
Yeah.
And she said she goes, you ever notice that when you go to do something for your kids and you look up and your kids aren't around because you're so into it? She goes, I looked over at him up in my kids were in the field across the street throwing a football. And she goes, hey, boys, get over here. I didn't come here to do this. I came here to spend time with you. And she said her first son said, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not fun. She said, and my second son said, I didn't know fishing was this hard. And she was like, how many things in life do we do, and how many dreams and aspirations and everything that we're doing do we not know is going to be that hard?
Everything.
And she said she like talked about Simon's story in the Bible, where he was in a creek and he was a professional fisherman, whatever, and he was in his boat all night long and didn't catch a single fish.
Right.
And Jesus came the next day, and it was when, I don't know if you've ever heard the story of the girl that was bleeding for 12 years, and everyone like looked at her as like unclean and dirty and whatever, and they would like go to crowds like where Jesus was, and she touched his robe and he healed her and she stopped bleeding.
Wow.
And so that was happening, like one of those times, like people were shoving people left and right to like get to Jesus to like heal them and whatever. And Simon was sitting in his boat, and he didn't catch a single fish, like nothing. And he got out of his boat. That's verse 2, she said. Then verse 3, Jesus gets in his boat to talk to everyone that was like in the thing, to like make a natural amphitheater so he could talk to everyone. And what she was saying was basically, so then after that, the next verse is Simon got in the boat with him, and he said, we're going to go into the Sea of Galilee and we're going to catch fish.
Yeah.
And they caught so much fish with Jesus in the boat that the boat started to sink, and like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he had to like call his people over. Simon had to call his people over to like get the fish out of the boat, whatever. And she said that we can't do, what happens is like when we don't leave room for Jesus to come in and put his feet on our life, then nothing like will happen and nothing will bloom. It's basically kind of what she was saying.
Wow.
And she said, what'd she say? I'm trying to remember. I don't know, but how she said it and like what she said, like she started crying. Like, it was just amazing.
Wow.
But anyways,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you what happened this morning.
What happened this morning?
It was one of the craziest things I've ever experienced. So, we were all sleeping. Me, Kai in the middle, and Griffin. And Kai was right here next to me, and her head was next to my knee. And Griffin twitched in his sleep, and his knee hit her head, and her head was against my knee, and I felt it. It was hard. It woke me up. So I like went down to check on Kaya, and I'm like rubbing her. She's not responding. So she's okay. I just want to let you know. She's perfectly fine. So she's like not responding. I drug her up to like me. I'm like moving her. She was just limp, not responding, eyes rolled back in her head. And I picked her up and I'm like rubbing her. I'm like, Kaya, wake up, Kaya. And she's just, her legs are like this and her head was off to the side, not moving. Like, so I'm like starting to like kind of freak out. I'm like, Kaya, wake up. What's going on? And then like, she's not breathing either. She stopped breathing. And then I'm like rubbing her and I put her on her back. I'm like moving her legs. I'm trying to keep her blood circulating. I started like, because I was worried. I'm like, what's going on? Because you know Kaya, when you're like, hey Kaya, she's like up right away. What's going on? And then she finally like came to it and started licking Griffin. So I think it knocked her out. Yeah, so I've been watching her all day. She's been acting fine, but I didn't want to tell you this morning because I knew you'd be stressed out.
Oh my gosh. She's
Yeah.
been fine though?
She's been fine.
She didn't
she's
throw up or anything, right?
no, no.
Okay.
She's eating. She's acting normal. She's been going to the bathroom. I don't know if it like knocked her out or if she was just in a deep sleep, but I've never seen her be in that deep
What
of a
was it, like
sleep.
2 minutes?
No, it felt like minutes, but it's probably like 20 or 30 seconds.
That's so weird.
It was the craziest thing. I was having Oakley flashbacks.
Oh gosh, yeah, no.
Because like when her eyes were rolled back in her head, I was like, "What is she dying?" Like I
Yeah.
started and Griffin's just sitting there looking. He's like,
Oh, why was he awake?
"Yeah," because I woke him up. I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
you just hit Kaya," and he was like, "Oh, did I?" He's like, "I didn't mean to." I was like, "No, you twitched. It wasn't your fault." He like didn't go back to sleep. It's really scared him, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, and I was just like,
what time was that at?
this was at 7. It was like 7:15 this morning.
Did he wake up after that and come out here?
Yeah, he woke up and came and watched YouTube, and I ended up falling back
Aw.
asleep.
Poor thing.
But because like it was when she came back to when she started licking him, she also wasn't moving still. Like her body was just like limp, and she was licking though, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? So like I tried to like stand her up, and she just like fell over.
What the heck?
It was crazy. I was really concerned, but then she finally like started to come back to it. I think it hit her in the temple, like just in the right spot, and it just must have knocked her out or
gosh.
something.
I always get nervous when she's under the blankets too. Like,
Always,
I
because
feel
I've
like-
hit her so many times with my knees.
Well, I'm always afraid like she can't breathe either down there. You know.
She can breathe, but I think just the fact that her head was up against my knee,
And then he hit
his
it like that.
it was just right between
Oh
it,
my
and
gosh.
I haven't experienced it. I was actually worried. Like I didn't like freak out, but I was like, is this really happening right now?
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Of course. Another thing.
Yeah, I know, right? And I was like, I didn't want to say anything until
No.
the timing is right, until after dinner too.
That's scary.
Yeah, but no, she's been acting fine,
Okay, good.
and she's alive.
Did Griffin feel bad?
Yeah, he felt bad, and I was like, it's not your fault.
Yeah,
It's like you twitched while you were sleeping and just happened to hit her in the right spot. I've just how she was limp was crazy.
Oh my god.
'Cause she wasn't breathing. That's the other thing. I'm like feeling her and she's not breathing and she's limp. I'm like, did she just die? I was like, what happened? And that's why I was literally taking her legs and like moving them to try to keep her, get her moving.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I had her in my arm like this. I'm rubbing her. I'm going, Kaya, wake up, Kaya, and her eyes are just rolled back in her head. You know how when she sits like this,
Yeah.
her legs are just out and her head like this, and her eyes are back in her head.
Did she feel like hot or cold?
Yeah, no, she was hot. Like she was definitely like alive, but she wasn't breathing, and that's why I was worried. I was like, why isn't she breathing? And then she like, and then started licking him. It
She
was-
just like woke up and started licking him.
Yeah, she licked him for like 15 minutes after that. And she was so sweet. Like, she was all cuddled up with us. And I'm like, feeling her head, like, to see if she had any knots or anything. I brought her to get donuts this morning.
To make sure she
yeah.
was okay. I was wondering why you brought her. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah. I mean, she did sleep a lot today, but she's acting fine.
Okay.
But it was
Scary.
crazy. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't
No,
freak. And I was pretty distraught from it.
Just have to have your mom keep an eye on her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was just like a freak thing. It must have just been the exact right spot. I mean, he twitched really hard.
Do dogs get concussions? Is that a thing?
I think they can, but as long as they're like not eating and like if they're vomiting, that's.
Did
An
she drink
issue.
water today at all? She doesn't really ever drink water.
I don't know
anyways.
if she drank water, but she was acting fine. She was She was really sweet. Like I said, I took her everywhere and she didn't bark at anybody. And yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
yeah,
I'm glad she's okay.
and clean up and go get her.
Yeah. You gonna come with me?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna... I don't think I can drive.
I think we got some good footage.
I really want to tell you about